How's it going, everybody? I got a quick little story time for you today. There's some TF2 in the background. It just has something to look at while I ramble. So let's set the scene here. We're going way back to probably around 2009. I'm in 4th grade, I think, and 4th grade was the fucking best, okay? So you know how in elementary school, whenever the class had to go to lunch or wherever, you had to line up in a single file line so nobody got fucking lost chasing the ice cream truck or whatever? So a few weeks into the year, the teacher picked her favorite student. She said she didn't have a favorite student, but every elementary school teacher has a favorite student, right? Well, then she picked her favorite student to be the line leader. And in 4th grade, the line leaders were the fucking gods of elementary school, okay? It was a completely pointless role, but in my drunk on power 4th grade mind, I was ready to lead my 4th grade class to greatness, okay? Alright, so it's a few weeks into the school year, and I had just been named line leader. And we were getting ready to go to our first music class of the year. Now, I'm fucking hyped, because in 3rd grade, music class was, super chill. And you just go into, this big drum circle and, take a nap. And that was the class. It was the fucking best time of the week. And, to top it all off, I got to lead every pleb in my class all the way across the playground to, the portable classroom where the music room was. So in 3rd grade, the music teacher was this stoner dude named Mr. Walker, who didn't actually give a shit about anything and just wanted us to, connect with the music in the drum circle. So I was excited to go into the fucking drum circle and chill with Mr. Walker. Well, I lead my underlings to the portable, and I open the door, and I don't see Mr. Walker. Where the fuck is Mr. Walker? Instead of this friendly, white dude with dreads, I see this 50-something-year-old white woman, dressed in all black with a black beret. Think the fucking female version of Jamie Heineman. That's actually what she looked like. And this lady isn't coming and greeting me or anything. She's just sitting in a chair at the far end of the room and staring at me. Keep in mind, I'm the line leader, so I'm standing in the doorway just fucking stunned that Mr. Walker is gone, and everyone else in the class is stuck behind me. They're outside of the classroom. So after I stand there looking like an idiot for about 5 seconds, this woman starts chanting. Not speaking or talking to me. She starts fucking chanting at me. She's performing some demonic incantation, okay? She says, Quishenberry. 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 So I'm very confused at this point. This woman, who I have never seen before in my entire life, is just sitting on a chair, staring directly through me with her cold, dead eyes and just chanting gibberish, okay? And there's a mob of angry 4th graders behind me who's starting to get restless. They're starting to get restless, okay? These kids want to go into Mr. Walker's drum circle, and for some reason in my panicked prepubescent mind, I think these kids are going to think it's my fault that Mr. Walker is gone and has been replaced by a witch. So I have to make a snap decision. I can either enter the witch's lair who's summoning a fucking demon, or face down 30 bongo crazed 9-year-olds, okay? So I decide to take my chances with the witch. What a fucking awful decision. I regret to this day that I didn't just turn around and walk out that door and unenroll in the school, okay? We all file into the room, and we're lined up on the back wall with the lady facing us on the far side of the wall. She has not stopped chanting Quishenberry. She does it over and over. She just keeps doing it, and everybody is confused. Some people are oh, where's Mr. Walker? I want to go into the drum circle. So we stand here facing this lady while she's chanting for probably 2 or 3 minutes. It felt like half an hour, but it was probably 2 or 3 minutes. And all of a sudden, she just stops. No warning or anything, she just stops. Slowly, her gaze, she pans across this row of students, and she just locks her eyes on me. The room is completely silent, and I have no fucking idea what's going on. So what am I supposed to do? She just keeps staring at me, and I can feel everybody else in the class just starting to stare at me too. So just I'm panicking, completely on a limb. It's completely on a hunch. I just go, Quishenberry. And I was about to do it again, but I didn't even get through my second Quishenberry when she moves to the next kid in the line. And this girl, she is scared shitless. And it takes her a second, but she finally realizes what's going on. So she goes, Quishenberry. Quishenberry. And she does this. This fucking lady just walks to every kid in line and stands in front of them until they start saying, Quishenberry. By the time she finishes this, she has every child in this 30-person class, just an army of 4th graders performing her voodoo ritual, okay? So we stand in line Quishenberrying for a while, and then out of nowhere, she just yells at the top of her lungs, Stop! This shitty British, clearly fake British accent that I can't replicate because I'm not a woman and have no talent. I am Miss Quishenberry. Like, that's what she says, and this accent is so absurd. Like, you think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. This accent is so stupidly fake that I'm 9, and I can tell this woman's, like, putting on an act for us. Okay, so as she says her name is Miss Quishenberry, like, we all, like, a wave of realization comes over us, and we realize that this woman has just made us say her name for, like, 10 minutes. Like, she's just a absurd, like, an insane narcissist. And, like, after she proclaims what her name is, she just starts staring at us again. Like, now we, once again, have no idea what's happening. I give this look to, like, my friend Jonathan, who's a little way down the line. And this look is just, like, a look of pure fear, okay? I think it's over. I'm gonna get murdered by this music teacher. And after, like, another 5-minute pause, it was ridiculously long. She's just sitting there doing nothing. Like, still in this shitty fake accent. She goes, Manzanita de Peru, ¿cuántos años tienes tú? And then, since I'm the fucking line leader, which I'm really starting to regret, and I'm, like, at the front of the line looking at her, she stares at me and just says nothing. Like, I'm supposed to respond to the incomprehensible bullshit she just said to me. And, like, once again, I just stare back at her like a retard, like, what am I supposed to say? For, like, 30 seconds, until she just gets frustrated and shouts. Like, she doesn't, like, exclaim, she shouts very loudly, Apple from Peru, how old are you? And of course this does nothing to help my, like, walnut-sized brain understand what's going on, so I just continue to stare blankly back at her. So she screams it again, Apple from Peru, how old are you? And it takes her shouting at me like 3 more times before I realize she's asking how old I am. So I tell her I'm like 9, and then she just goes down the line asking everybody else, Manzanita de Peru, ¿cuántos años tienes tú? Like, still very loudly. And, like, this whole thing is pointless. We're all the same age. We're all in 4th grade. She could have asked one person how old you are. Or she could have, like, used basic math skills to know we were all 9 years old. But no, she had to scream at all of us in Spanish. Like, apparently that's what it means. Manzanita de Peru apparently means apple from Peru, how old are you in Spanish. Why she would have, like, expected me to know that, I have no idea. Like, maybe she just thought I looked like a Mexican or something, but, like, I don't know why she would have thought I knew that. And like, by the time she finishes this exercise or whatever she was calling it, class was over. We'd been in there for 45 minutes just, like, staring at her and screaming, and that was our music class. So, you know, I was not complaining. I wanted to get the hell out of there because I thought she was going to murder me. And so, sure enough, every Wednesday morning for an hour, I'd have to go to Miss Quishenberry's class for music. And the more I went to her class, the more I was convinced that this woman was absolutely fucking insane. Okay? She'd make us do these assignments that were completely ridiculous for 4th graders to do. Once, like, right after we learned what, the basic musical note was, I forgot because it was in 4th grade, but whatever, like, the basic musical note was, she taught that to us. And the week after that, she told us to compose a music piece about one of the 4 seasons. She thought us, like, 9-year-olds that had just learned what music was were actually, like, secretly Vivaldi children. Okay, like, this woman was insane. She had these stupidly high expectations of us, and if we didn't meet those expectations, she would get very angry. The best example of this is in the second half of the year when every student got their own recorder, which are like these shitty plastic flutes that are super easy to play and sound terrible. So the only way to get 4th graders to learn these songs on the recorder was by doing this program called Recorder Karate, where every time you performed a song, like, not shittily enough to move on to the next song, you get a different color, like, fucking ribbon to put onto your recorder. And of course the ribbon was supposed to be like a belt in karate. So this one kid, he was like a god at the recorder, and somehow he always, like, he always knew how to play the song, and he always rubbed his black belt on his recorder, like, in my face. So fuck that kid. Anyway, the only, like, way you could move on to the next belt level was if Miss Quishenberry, like, deemed you worthy. But everybody performed every recorder song at the same time, so there was no possible way she could have actually known how any individual person played the song. So imagine 30 4th graders all playing, like, hot cross buns terribly on the recorder at the same time, and then Quishenberry would walk past, like, each student and tell you, like, if you failed or if you passed. And the kicker here is she seemed to have like a different rating system for each person. So she would come to like one kid next to you and say, pass, and then she'd walk up to you and say 3, and like, what does that mean? Like, did I pass? Is a 3 a pass? I don't know. Did I do better than the fucking kid that got a smiley face sticker? Who knows? And like, she would always come to me and fail me because 1, I was shit at the recorder, and 2, like, I don't think she liked me since the whole Apple from Peru incident. And like, after I botched a song, she was like doing her rounds and giving people these rankings. 5, excellent. 74, pass, and like, she comes up to me and just like, she stares at me, and I remember like, it's over for me. I'm not getting out of this room alive. And she stares at me and just starts screaming at me, not like fucking scolding me like you'd expect an elementary school teacher to drop like fucking do to a 9-year-old. She wasn't going, oh, Johnny, stop reading Leslie's crayons or I'll put you in timeout. No, this woman is fucking full-on screaming at me. Like, oh, you're a mockery to music. You're a disgrace. This fine instrument, you have no talent. You don't deserve the privileges of using this. Like, you know, so on and so forth. And you can tell she's actually fucking pissed because she dropped her fake British accent. Okay, she was talking in like a normal American accent, which completely vindicated me. Like, I could have called her out on that, but I was scared and 9 years old. So this woman is just like going off on me, like spit flying in my face. And she took my recorder out of her hand. I remember this. She's like flailing my recorder like near me while she's screaming at me. And once again, I just think I'm dead. Like, I think it's over. Like, maybe it sounds stupid that I keep thinking about to die, but this woman, she just gives off this very, like, homicidally psychotic vibe. So I can just see the headline in my head, okay? Local schoolboy bludgeoned to death by fucking deranged music teacher with a recorder. And, like, of course I didn't die. She didn't kill me. But, like, since that year, I've had a mortal fear of music teachers and Jamie Heineman. Like, this woman, I don't think I emphasize this enough. This woman actually just looked like Jamie Heineman as a woman, okay? And, like, I can't watch Mythbusters anymore. I just think back to Miss Quishenberry. So, you know what? Fuck Miss Quishenberry. Fuck you, Ben, that kid that got a fucking black belt in recorder karate, okay? You know, I got my purple belt eventually. I passed 4th grade music, so fuck all of you. Fuck music teachers. Bye.